This game in particular, I think, can be really, really interesting. And I alluded to it earlier. Coaching staffs that know each other inside and out. Mike McDaniel, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, was basically Mike LaFleur's co-offensive coordinator in San Francisco under Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan didn't have an offensive coordinator that was listed. He had Mike LaFleur, who was his pass game specialist, and he had Mike McDaniel, who was his run game specialist. The three of them collectively would work together to build the game plan. Kyle would call the plays on Sundays, get feedback from them in the game as well. And that's how they did their offense. Robert Saleh was the defensive coordinator on the 49ers for all the years that Michael LaFleur was there as well. And for 1 year shorter than Mike McDaniel was in San Francisco. They're all best friends. They all talk like they're friends because they are. They were coaching together for so long, and they're all in the same familiar tree on being the same team in San Francisco that was very successful while they were there. You have a guy in Mike McDaniel that's the head coach of the Miami Dolphins that knows the Jets' offense and defense forwards, backwards, and sideways. That's not good. That's really, really not good. Now, conversely, you have a head coach in Robert Saleh that knows Mike McDaniel's offense, forwards, backwards, and sideways. But he doesn't know Josh Boyer's defense the same way that Mike McDaniel knows Robert Saleh's defense. So there's a bit of an advantage from the Dolphins' perspective in that they know everything the Jets are going to do, and the Jets know most of what the Dolphins are going to do. So starting off with this game, offense or defense be damned. I think this applies to the whole team. If you're the New York Jets and you go into this game against a Mike McDaniel coached Miami Dolphins team that has already proven to be very talented, very explosive, and kind of shocking the NFL with how good they've been over the first 4 games. If you go into this game, regardless of who they have at quarterback and regardless of the injuries that they may have on their roster, and you do not adjust from what is expected of you, or you try and go to your same old bread and butter and hit the same well over and over and don't be creative and do something new, you will lose this game as the New York Jets. There's no argument about it, because I guarantee Mike McDaniel is not the type of coach that is going to come out on Sunday and do everything the exact same way that he's done it before and the exact same way that they did it in San Francisco, so the Jets know exactly how to defend it.
So let me ask you this.
No chance in hell. Yeah, go ahead.
What would you change? How would you come out and show something different? What is this difference maker?
I think there's, and this is the thing where it goes beyond just knowing the system and knowing the core plays and everything else. I think it becomes tendency breakers, because they're going to know most of the playbook already. There's no defeating that. You can't be drawn up. You can try to create some new plays, sure, but you can only do so many of those in a week. I think you change your tendency. If I'm the Jets, I'm coming out and I'm trying to hit the quick game short pass to set up the run. And I'm going to wait to be deep shot, play action, under center, run inside, or under center, run to the edge, and play action after that as we've tried to set up the run game. I think you do it completely opposite. I think the Dolphins defense likes to play a lot of off coverage. I think they like to play a lot of cover zero and blitz, and they have their corners very far back saying, okay, we'll come up and we'll rally and tackle. And that way they have a cushion. If they go deep, that's got a lot of room for the receivers to run through. They're hoping the pressure can get home before that. It's not the only thing they do, but it's a common thing they do. I think you have the receiving talent to beat that man coverage. And I think you have the receiving talent to break some tackles if they get the ball with a handful of yards of space. So I'm throwing short passes. I'm not trying to set the run early. I'm not trying to go right up the middle of this defense and be the Jets that we've seen on early downs so far this year, which is just run inside on first down, get into 2nd and 9, throw an incomplete pass. Now it's 3rd and 9. What do? You can't do that. You can't. There's no way you'll be successful. So throw some quick passes, get the quick game going. I know it's not where Zach Wilson's been his best, but at some point he's got to get good at it. Otherwise, he's not going to be a successful NFL quarterback. Establish some quick game, make the Dolphins have to cheat up a little bit so that you're not just getting all these yards for free underneath. If they don't, just keep hitting it all day. And if they do, that's when I think you can try and establish the run game, because you're going to have the Dolphins thinking pass. You might have them shift out of their man coverage, shift into some more of a softer zone look. They might bring a safety back. You might have less in the box. Your run game might be better. Then once your run game starts being effective, Now you can run your bread and butter play action concepts because the linebackers will actually be falling for it. They'll have a reason to come up and defend the run instead of just sucking up for no reason. That's what damned the Steelers last week, is that the Jets couldn't run the ball and their linebackers were still screaming downhill on every play action anyway. And the Jets were just throwing behind them over the middle over and over. I don't think the Dolphins defense is going to do that. I think they're smarter than that. So I really think you have to completely flip and 180 your tendencies on what you like to do to start a game and how you want to set up your offense. Defensively, I think it's similar to how it was against Cincinnati. You got to disguise your coverage. And I don't think it's just come out and completely change your calls and draw something up, but don't show them that you're running the same old cover 3 that you've run for 7 years. Disguise it beforehand. Make them check into a different play that isn't the right play. Being predictable is how you lose this game, in my opinion, as simply as I can put it, regardless of how it shows itself up, offense, defense, or whatever. Any sort of predictability, if this is Robert Saleh's Jets and they do the exact same thing that they always do, I don't think they're going to win at all.
Yeah, I definitely see that. The familiarity factor, I think, will have an impact. And right now, I don't think I could say that our coaching staff has really outcoached anyone, probably in the entirety that they've been here. So if this comes down to who's going to outcoach the other one in throwing a wrinkle at the other guy that they haven't seen, that they're not expecting, I don't really expect our guys to be the ones to do it. I fully expect the Dolphins to be the ones that really have the upper hand, especially in this area. I'd love to see a lot of crossers, because if they are going to be blitzing us a lot, it's going to leave a lot of guys on island in man coverage. And I want to see short crossers, nicely leveled crossers too. I don't want to see guys all on top of each other, and really have these guys make these corners work for it. And right now, maybe Xavier Howard might not be playing. We're not sure yet. They have a lot of guys on the injury report. Howard hasn't practiced for 2 days straight with a groin injury. So if he's not there, that's big. That's their best cornerback right now. That's not a slot corner. Who is their slot corner right now? That he seems to be. I keep seeing that people say that Sauce is probably the defensive rookie of the year, but then look at the Dolphins slot corner. Seems to actually be having a much better year.
I'm honestly not 100% sure. I'm going to go double check. Just give me one quick second and I will tell you.
At the same time, the opportunities are there. We can definitely take advantage of the fact that maybe they are down some stars. If they are missing especially Howard, we can take advantage of, especially with our star power. You have guys like Wilson and Moore who get open routinely, even against healthy cornerbacks. So if they can take advantage of against banged up guys, even better.